Hello and welcome to Wondertilt, the podcast where fascinating topics of the day are weighed with opinion, knowledge, and humor, causing the seesaw of life to lean in whatever direction it chooses to rest. My name is Super Dave, and with me are Russ.
Hello.
And Cloud.
Hello.
And today, I guess we're going to be talking about the English language and its many strange idiosyncrasies and rules that seem to contradict themselves. I have chosen a little excerpt here I'd like to start us off with. It's called Why English is So Hard by the famous philosopher Anonymous. And it goes like this. We'll begin with a box, and the plural is boxes, but the plural of ox becomes oxen, not oxes. One fowl is a goose, but two are called geese, yet the plural of a moose should never be meese. You may find a lone mouse or a nest full of mice, yet the plural of house is houses, not heis. If the plural of man is always called men, why shouldn't the plural of pen be called pen? If I speak of my foot and show you my feet, and I give you a boot, would a pair be called beat? If one is a tooth and the whole set are teeth, why shouldn't the plural of booth be called beeth? Then one may be that, and three would be those, yet hat in the plural would never be hose, and the plural of cat is cats, not coes. We speak of a brother, but also of brethren, but though we say mother, we never say methrin. Then the masculine pronouns are he is and him, but imagine the feminine, she, shiz, and shim. So,
it makes my head hurt.
That just gives you an example of, yeah. Guys, thoughts? English?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
go,
to all
Cloud.
of it.
Go now.
Well, like, I don't know. Like, so we're trying to find out if, like, how jumbled it is, right? Like, or how the rules have gotten out of control, or what?
I feel like we've made. I think the discussion today is: have we made the English language worse or better? Also, has it started off automatically as the worst language in the world, and we only flaunt it because England happened to popularize it and conquered everybody? Because I don't know about you, but reading that or hearing that just suddenly makes me feel like the stupidest human being on the planet.
Well, it's a pretty dumb poem. I mean, it's just pointing at the, like, for example, the plural rules, right? And how it seems simple when you're learning English as a kid that it's just any word with S on the end, but then you kind of learn one exception of the rules at a time until it's like you're an adult, and that every one of those words in there, has like almost its own specific plural version that's totally different. And yeah, it's weird. I saw another thing that's like, it was I should find the username, but it was a retweet thing somebody did, and they were just saying how English is a language that beats up other languages in dark alleys and rifles through their pockets for spare syntax and grammar.
Well, yeah, because it kind of like it throws like all the phonics and the grammar that you learned like out the window, right?
Well, frick, even you take words, we make knife. Hey, by the way, K and N is how we spell knife.
It's not G and
knife. It's not G and N. It's not anything else. No. It's not even N-I-F-E. We're going to make it knife because we're the frickin' English language and we can do whatever the heck we want.
And you'll feel dumb until you learn the rule, but then you can make fun of other people who don't know it and make them feel dumb, and the circle propagates itself.
Still doesn't make sense. Why is laugh?
Yeah, and slaughter, right? Yeah, weird.
Log of the gar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super weird.
The reason why we picked this topic is it's been rolling through my mind, you guys, for about a week and a half now, for two reasons. One, Markiplier just came out with yesterday, or a few days ago, a video on YouTube. It's called Big Mood, and it's about this new saying that's going around, and Markiplier had no idea what the frick big mood means, and I'll get into that in a second. I'll ask Claudio and Dave what they actually think big mood means. If they've already seen it, then don't guess. But also, I have two cousins specifically in my huge extended family that have made up or embraced the slang of the unknown hipsters that I want to punch in the grammatical face. And they've embraced
What? Undoubtedly bearded faces.
They're undoubtedly bearded faces.
And they're undoubtedly bearded faces.
and they're hiked up socks and their boots that are obviously not meant for the mountains. Thank you.
And they're $5 coffees.
Frick me, $5 coffees. And they say this, okay? And I quote, you ready? Everyone's ears
Quoting.
peaked, okay?
Yep.
They say, "Saw, dude. Saw, dude." And they say,
Meaning,
well, saw, dude. Okay. So they said
gotta
this one
guess.
time to me. They're like, "Saw, dude." Okay, Dave, I want to hear it from you. Super Dave, what does saw, dude mean?
it means you're talking to one of your friends or somebody that you're referring to, dude, and you're asking them to hand you the nearby saw that is undoubtedly sitting next to you. Probably, I would assume if someone was asking me that, I would look for the saw as a response.
Dave, saw, dude. Where is it?
I don't see it. What kind of saw is it?
It's a saw, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my guess.
Claudio?
I googled it, so when you mentioned
okay.
it that one time, so I know what it is.
It actually means what's up. We've actually shortened what's happening, what's up to saw.
As opposed to using sup like we usually do.
Because that's way
I don't know if
harder.
that's shortcut at all. I feel like if anything, it doesn't like it's one syllable, so you're still taking the same amount of time, but then you have to then follow it up by explaining to people what you're talking about. That's going backwards, man. That's like changing words to make them more difficult to say.
But it's like they want to reinvent it because it's a new generation and they want to separate themselves. So sup was taken from, who knows, the 2005 to 2010 generation. And now the 2010 to 2017 generation is like, we can't do sup. That's already been done before. SAH. Okay?
Dude, saw.
So you sound like a beaten donkey.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That was my
So they say
surfer beaten donkey character.
they say saw dude, and then they say my dude. Okay, now that one's a little bit easier to understand. They say, "My dude, come hang out with us today."
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's just a contraction. Yeah, that's fine.
It's just my dude, right? MAH dude. Okay, so that's the first thing, and then Big Mood was what Markiplier put on YouTube a few days ago, mocking and also trying to get people to explain to him. So, Cloud, do you know what Big Mood means?
I do. Yes, I just watched the video.
Okay, so you just watched it. Yeah, me too. So then, Super Dave, it falls on you again, bud. What does Big Mood mean?
Well, I think I know this one because I'm in a big mood every now and then where it's been a long time since I've seen the Tom Hanks movie Big, and I'm just in a big mood. I want to throw it on and just have a good time watching this little kid grow into Tom Hanks overnight, and so yeah, big mood.
You have really good literal definitions. It's a big mood,
No.
I like the movie.
I will
Big,
never say I don't know. I'll just come up with some crap.
No, for me, it becomes
Okay,
a problem. It becomes a problem when I watch the video and he asked Twitter what big mood means, and 90% of the people answered back with big mood. That becomes a problem in the language.
It just means big mood.
It means exactly what it is, which was confusing.
And stupid.
And stupid in all sense of the word. But it just means you relate to something very highly.
Universally empathetic.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Buddy, I just found $1 on the sidewalk. Today's my lucky day. It's the best Monday ever.
Right. And then the other person says big mood.
Claudio's having a great Monday himself and says big mood.
So the two words in and of themselves are the statement. It's not like
exactly.
You wouldn't say I'm in a big mood or that guy is totally in a big mood. That's how the parents would say it when they don't really get it.
Yep.
So the Germans have a word. The Germans have a word for, I can't remember what the exact combination was, but it was like the Germans have a word for I love you so much I could hug you for 10 seconds or something like that. Like they have words that describe specific actions, and I feel like we're the stupid kid in the corner. They do, but we're trying to stupidly follow them. But instead of like doing Wittgenstein means this, we're like taking two literal words and shortening a sentence of 5 words to 2 words. So we're copying them, but we're handicapped. Okay.
Yeah, well, language is weird, man. It's this weird like organic cultural thing that sort of changes over time. Like I feel like it would be a really hard thing for anybody to control. Really, other than maybe just pulling the Shakespeare and writing all these popular words where you make up a whole bunch of your own words and put them in there. That could be a thing. But yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
I
well,
go for it, Clyde.
I'm wondering, like with Shakespeare, like he invented the word assassin, right? Like, did everybody know at the time what that meant, or did he have to explain it before the play and just kind of do a, hey, side note, everybody? He's like just up on stage, and he's like, this word means this, and when we say this, it means this, and then when it means this, it's this guy right here in this costume. He's the assassin, and
Like what we just did to
Yeah.
Dave. We had to explain to him Big Mood.
exactly. Like, was there a side note right before the play, and then they held it, or was it explained in what was happening? Like the assassin was mentioned, and then all of a sudden he came in and he killed somebody, and then there we go, an assassin is someone that murders somebody in secret, right? Who knows, right?
That could be it.
You might be onto something though, Cloud, because is making words sexy and popular, right? And is that why we keep doing it?
Oh, actually, this is a good segue into my quote.
It's
I got a quote. Wait.
yeah.
Okay, so this is
I'm waiting.
This is from the book Dead Poet Society, and also from the movie. But the quote goes, "So avoid using the word very because it's lazy. A man is not very tired; he is exhausted. Don't use very sad; use morose. Language was invented for one reason, boys: to woo women. And in that endeavor, laziness will not do. It also won't do in your essays." So, like you're saying, where is like, does it make it sexier when you shorten it like that? I don't know. I think it's a cultural thing where it just kind of like, you watch the original origin of Dude, right? And the guy in the video, it's a Vine video.
I still can't believe that's a thing.
It's okay. It's a Vine video from, it was a while back. It was like a year ago, and he looks kind of high to me. Like, I watched the video, the original one, and he looks high, and it's like he can't talk.
No.
And so we see this thing, and I don't know if he was high. I don't know if he was on drugs. He just made a video, 6 seconds, not much to go on. It's just his face, and he says the thing, and then he just kept going with it because I guess maybe his friends laughed or people just really thought it was funny, and it just kind of caught on, and people started just spreading it, and then it caught on, and everybody's just saying it now.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it was just, it looked really lazy.
I can see that with the internet nowadays.
Yeah.
What were you going to say before,
It's so
Dave?
weird, like what stuff catches on.
Mhm.
When we were talking about Shakespeare.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I was just thinking because of his invention of words. Like, I know at the height of his popularity, like most of the people that would actually be seeing his plays were illiterate or, the less educated who wouldn't, probably a lot of the intricacies of the words they're saying would almost go over their heads. Like, that stuff was aimed more at the nobles and dignitaries who would, and who knows, maybe he would even pay different stagehands to just go out a few days before the play came out and start using these words in the public. And how nobility would, it's like the king's robes, right? Like, no one's going to be like, what does that word mean? I've never heard that word before. They'll just be like, oh yes, an assassin, of course.
Oh,
Everybody just went with it and just
Yeah.
thought it was a word, but they didn't know.
Oh,
No one
an
said
assassin.
anything until years later.
I mean, that's it, and that's how it happens. Because we're seeing now, every year they add new words to the dictionary. That's it's some of them are like, that's ridiculous. Like, I can't believe that's a word now. And some of them are like, I didn't realize that wasn't a word. Because we use it so often. So language is fluid. I don't know. I feel like it always needs to be constantly, getting new words and new terms, and yeah. Yeah.
But what's too much though, and what's not enough? Because I feel like we've dipped into the other side where now we're just like, you know what? We all kind of understand each other. Let's just make up crap and just pretend like it's way better than 20 years ago. Because I feel really bad for the people who are still alive from the 1940s and 50s who used to say good morning, and now they're going, "Suh, dude," and it's like, what? And so I don't know, but I don't know.
Just imagining some 50-year-old just mortified at that response.
Where,
Yeah.
where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me, one of my kids' favorite videos or movies right now is Trolls, and Justin Timberlake's character is very negative. His name is Branch. He's very pessimistic. He's a troll that is not colored. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but he's a grumpy troll. And Princess Poppy is the main character. She's trying to rescue her friends, and at one point, she says something to him. I can't remember. And Branch responds back in a super sarcastic tone. And they're like, seriously? Like, really? You can do that? And he's like, do you guys not understand what sarcasm is? And one guy's like, I think I had a sarcasm once. And just kind of moves on. And I feel like that's kind of how we are as a culture. Where it's just where we're like, I don't know what he just said, but I'm going to embrace that. And I'm going to keep using it until I know what it means.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to sort of transition, I mean, the opposite of these new crazy words that mean almost nothing or seem useless are old words or old sayings or things that we still use, even though we have no idea why, more shoes than you can shake a stick at is a thing, and what's the stick for, and why are you shaking it at a pile of shoes? I don't know, but I know what that means. It sounds cooler than saying I have a lot of shoes. Yeah. So on that note, I did come up with a list of some very common sayings like that that we use all the time, but it seems like the intended meaning is not immediately clear. So I got a couple, and I'm going to basically give you guys two, and then the descriptions for the origin, and then for each set, I would like you guys to try and figure out which one's real and which one I just made up. That just seems like it would be just a reasonable explanation. But they're for different words, right? You get it?
Simple enough.
Yeah.
All right. So for the first one, it's to butter someone up. And the origin of that is it was a custom in ancient India where statues of the gods were pelted with wads of butter as an attempt to seek the gods' favor.
So, Dave, I'm so sorry, man. All we heard was,
and then
we sorry, you had.
Yep.
You said you were going to say your phrase, and then you kind of cut out until we heard melted butter.
No, pelted with butter. Yeah, it was funny. It was really good.
I mean, I can keep reading them through.
Just see how they skip.
I mean, for if any of this makes it to the final cut, just so you guys know, we have a bad internet connection, so there's all kinds of lag and popping in and out. So we have to take a couple runs at some of these.
So bear with us if we're laughing when it's an awkward pause for no reason. But we're doing our best. And Dave, sorry, man, keep going. My apologies for laughing.
It's cool. I mean, you guys need to hear it in order to do this, right? So I'll keep doing it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll say the first one again.
Hear what I'm saying?
Because we're getting you loud and clear
say the first
now,
one. We didn't even hear the word.
All right. Okay, so that's for the term to butter someone up.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So it was a custom in ancient India where statues of the gods were pelted with wads of butter as an attempt to seek the gods' favor. You get that?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, we got it. We got it. Yep.
Okay, so the next one
sounds disrespectful.
Is humble pie.
Okay, humble pie.
Humble pie. Okay. So during the Middle Ages, when two people had a disagreement and one of the parties wished to make peace, they would publicly present the other party with a meat pie made from the finest livestock and crops they could get their hands on as like a public apology.
Okay.
Are these real or
So
fake?
That's what we got to figure out.
one of
That's the
those
game.
two is real, and the other one I just completely made up. So
Frank,
of those two, which one do you guys think is the legit origin?
Cloud, you say your reasoning and pick, and then I will say my reasoning and pick, and then Dave will reveal.
Wait. Okay. So how many did you give us? You gave us 2, or you gave us 3?
Yeah, butter someone up and humble pie.
Oh, okay.
So butter up and humble pie.
Butter up
Okay.
and
All right.
humble pie. All right.
Cloud, you first.
I've got 3 sets of 2 of these if you guys want to do. But
I'm ready, man. Absolutely, I'm ready for them. You bet.
I think the butter up is the truthful one because, it like you could throw wads of butter at gods, because I think like butter would be considered like a fatty thing and it would be very valuable, just like oil, and it would have such a high cost that actually making it as like a sacrifice would be a thing that could be doable. The pie thing makes sense too. You can make meat pies and stuff. But nah, I don't know. The God one seems ridiculous, and that's why I'm choosing it. I like ridiculous things.
True dat. Okay. I am the exact opposite, but it's not because I don't want to be risque like Cloud. It's
So risque.
because looking at the 2 definitions, if buttering up meant like, if butter was rare and someone was needing favor, they would offer them butter to get their way. I would consider that more of an explanation for butter up. Whereas throwing pounds of butter, I mean, I'll be shocked and pleased if that's right. But the meat pie, the humble pie, makes more sense to me because if you're wrong and you wanted to seek out favor from the other person, you'd make a pie. So I'm going with humble pie definition.
I don't like pie. Throw butter at me all day, every day.
All right. Well, I'm shocked and pleased, Russell, because the butter one is true.
No
Apparently.
way!
Yes!
Yeah.
Wow!
So the actual humble pie origin, I was pretty close to it, but I don't know. Actually, I'm more original with the other ones. But the actual meaning is, it was actually the pie that was served to the lowly and poor at a feast. When all the good cuts would go to like the Lord and his men and everybody and the nobles, the poor people would get a pie made from the scraps and entrails that were sort of known as the umbles, and so they would be given umble pie. And it was kind of like a reminder of their like low station and that, they didn't get the good things in life. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
So pelting the gods with butter is where we get buttering up from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Frick you, Cloud.
It made sense.
Man. Because it was like the one that would be more made up.
Oh, absolutely.
Call on
Since
the
you said
double
throwing butter at gods. I was like, he made that up. He was high. But okay. All right. Next one. Hit me. I'm ready. I'm hungry.
All right,
this
you guys
time.
ready
I'm
for the next one? Okay.
I'm hungry.
All right. So the first one is Saved by the Bell. Okay. So in communities where the hourly clock tower bell was tolled, it was a common use. It was common for people to use the sudden ringing of the hour as an excuse to leave a situation or an engagement under the pretense of having somewhere to be. Like, oh, that's, it's 6 bells. I need to go and whatever, churn the butter or whatever it was they did back then. So that's that one. Mm-hmm. And then the second one is Cat Got Your Tongue, which was the practice of cutting out the tongues of liars and blasphemers, which would then be fed to the stray cats of the city.
Oh, wow.
Cloud, you want to go first again, or you want me to go first?
You can go first this time.
Okay. All right. So the first one again, can you just re-say the word?
Sure. And I'll try and make it all the way through this.
Oh, right. Saved by the Bell. Okay.
Saved by the Bell. Yeah.
I got it. Okay. All right. So Saved by the Bell, your explanation is for this phrase, it was when the bell was rung, it was a sign of the hour, and people often use that as an excuse to leave for another or pretend like they were leaving for another engagement. Whereas the second explanation is liars and whatever. Their tongues were cut off and thrown to the cats to eat.
They're
Cat
just
got
on
your
a
tongue.
date. And the bell rings.
Yeah.
I gotta go churn butter. Sorry.
I gotta throw butter at the gods. I'm so sorry.
That's right. It's a saying.
Oh man, they found out he was lying. They'd cut his tongue out.
That's right.
But we'll eat humble pie later tonight.
That's right.
I vote in my rationale, as much as I want to believe that one, I think I think it's a confession. It's bad. I think I like the explanation of the cat got your tongue more because people, there's a bit of irony and pure torture to it, taking out someone's tongue and feeding it to the cats. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going with my gut. I'm going with cat got your tongue.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. But I don't know. I like it. I like the Saved by the Bell term when it comes to like boxing and fights and stuff.
Yes.
Because it's used a lot in that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the throwing the tongues at the cats.
I like that.
It's our answer, Dave.
Okay, sorry guys, that was like super lagged, and I didn't catch that almost at all. What were you?
We both agree on
We
the
both
cats.
vote cats.
You think the cat one's real?
Yeah.
We both vote cats.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. I mean,
good.
that one had two origins. The other one was like they weren't sure which one it came from, but it also could have been that the cat of nine tails that was used was like supposedly so strong and painful that people would be like speechless after getting hit with it.
Oh, you should have said that. You should have said that.
That would have been Brutes. That would have been Brutes Magoots too.
That would have made it.
So that's the
I
other
would have
one.
chosen the other one, and I would have gotten it wrong.
Oh.
It's a good point, actually. I probably would have faltered to the bell because it made more sense.
Yeah.
So the actual origin for Saved by the Bell was the practice of leaving a bell set up above a newly buried grave connected to a pulley within the coffin.
Oh.
If the deceased turned out to still be alive,
There you go.
which happened a lot back then, the guards would hear the bell ringing and the person would be saved by the bell.
That
Nice.
would make so much more sense, and that is way creepier. Oh.
Yeah. yeah, it's true. I mean, think about how many.
Oh, he thought he had
Yeah.
polio. Turns out he was just really tired. Saved by the bell is
Just
little Jimmy.
fainted.
Yeah. Good thing he's a good digger.
Good thing our doctor checked his vital signs.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah. Oh well. So next one.
Yeah, next one. You did. Hit me. Hit me.
Yeah.
All right. This is the last one. Okay. So the first one is giving someone the cold shoulder.
Mhm.
So when a host decided that their guests had overstayed their welcome, they would serve them a chilled cut of shoulder meat to inform them that it was time for them to leave.
That's confusing.
That's really weird. That's like subtle imagery there. Okay, all right.
It's like, yeah, that's
All
weird.
right,
That's like when I go to Russ's house and Paula just wants me out of there. She gives me that.
Here's a
And you're just
toothbrush.
like, joke's on you. I love shoulder meat.
That's right. I eat it raw all the time.
I'm staying the night. You got this.
Is there more?
Yeah. I'm going to eat it in the bed.
Suck it.
Yeah. Give me the whole cow.
Okay, cold shoulder. That's the first one.
Yeah.
And then, so the second one is to spill the beans. So in the days of Prohibition, a popular practice arose of smuggling bottles of liquor inside shipments of dry goods like beans or grains or lentils, which would easily then be able to be transported through the cities. And if the authorities suspected someone was smuggling, they would order the suspect to spill the beans.
Ooh, Cloud, you first.
Well, the second one sounds like my night job, but
This is how Cloud stays alive.
I'm gonna. I don't know. There's such good explanations, both of them. I like them both.
The first one's derpy, but I'm
Yeah.
caught off guard by the throwing butter at the gods. Where I'm like, oh, maybe.
That's right.
Oh.
It was so ridiculous at the beginning that all the ridiculous ones make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna choose the second one. I think the smuggling thing makes sense to me. Yeah, I would put weapons and stuff and drugs and beans.
The pressure is on giving someone.
Maybe
So
that's where
what
like
I'm-
the peanuts came in, like those peanuts packaging peanuts.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah.
Beans didn't cut it, so they started
Makes
making them
sense.
peanuts.
I am trying to justify. I'm trying to think of if there's any other logical explanation I can think of cold shoulder. Like I'm actually trying to think of how else that phrase would be, and if it makes more sense than the offering someone a freaking cold shoulder of meat. That just sounds so derpy.
The explanation should be like you grab an ice cube and like touch their shoulder, and
Yeah,
it's like,
that's kind of what I
Get out of my
associate this
house.
explanation with though, is where it's like,
Just
oh,
don't say a word. Just stare them in the eye.
Yeah, that's right. You get what I'm saying.
is this the cold shoulder? Mm.
Just silence.
You know what? I'm gonna I hate it because it means that I can't beat Cloud, but I think I have to go with the prohibition. Spill the beans.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. You're both wrong. The cold shoulder
Oh.
is real.
No,
That was the explanation. It was
Oh.
actually viewed as a courtesy to do it that way, so as to save the face of the guest,
That's confusing.
so that you weren't just flat out telling them, "Hey, it's time to get out." They kind of go to eat their meat, and they're like, "Oh, this is the shoulder. Oh my gosh, they want me to leave," and they never have to. In medieval sort of England or whatever, where there was all about their like reputation and their,
What a
saving
bunch of
face
cowards.
and yeah. Well, there you go. So spill the beans. That one I just totally made up. I'm glad that I fooled you guys. I feel good about myself now. So the term actually dates back to ancient Greece, where different colored beans were used to vote for different candidates in some political forums, and clumsy voters would sometimes spill the beans on the floor accidentally, revealing the full result of the vote to everyone that was there.
What a weird way to vote.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the internet. It's on the internet, so it's all got to be real.
Yeah, that's right. I believe it.
sorry, I totally bailed. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
No, it's okay. I thought you were just blown away by that.
Yeah,
awesome
speechless. Cat got your tongue.
cat got your tongue.
I was pissed off. I even had it. I was like, it sounds too derpy to be true. I should just pick it. But then I'm like, logic. So, well
We shouldn't
done,
have made
Dave,
jokes
with
about it. It would have been more believable.
Absolutely, but also with Dave's fake explanation of prohibition. That's excellently done. Well done. That's
Thanks.
great.
I was watching Narcos a couple weeks ago, so that's kind
nice.
of gave me the inspiration. Yeah, so
That's really
there
good.
you go.
And it's funny because here's the thing: we can make fun of how Saw Dude and Big Mood have now played into this generation, but like that's soon going to become 20 years from now. Shake a stick at, cat got your tongue, and Saved by the Bell. That's the sad part, right? Although it seems like Saw Dude is more like a abbreviated welcome rather than an actual like reference to something like Saved by the Bell or Cat's Got Your Tongue. But same to the point of Dave.
Well,
I like it how you went in the past. That's good.
Did you guys know the origin for why we say goodbye?
No, tell us.
So apparently, I heard from a guy on the internet that it was this super old letter that was by some cleric or somebody in the church who would constantly kind of write people, and he would end all of his letters with like an abbreviated like "God be with ye."
Oh yeah, okay.
And like the letters were kind of like scrunched together, and then just kind of like every time he wrote the letter, he got a little bit more sloppy about it, and somehow this caught on with whoever the main I don't have much facts behind it, but apparently that's what started it, and that kind of like became the greeting.
Actually,
or like
that's
the ending for all people's letters.
that's actually kind of cool because like in Spanish there's the word adios, which is adios as people pronounce it in English. If you separate the a from the Dios, it means to God. So
Nice.
that's also the goodbye.
So if I wait a minute, just take a moment and step back really quickly and pay attention to what we've just admitted, is that this Saw Dude is not even the first time that we have patted on the back an abbreviation and used it popularly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So goodbye is literally the 18th century saw dude.
Yeah, basically, it was that's what I saw a meme reaction to that article, where that was like a screen capture, and the guy's response was like, "You mean we've been saying goodbye for like however many 100 years because one dude was just using lazy chat speak in his letters?" And
Yes.
yeah, yes,
Frick me.
that's correct.
That my mind has been blown. You guys here listening to Wondertilt, I am sad and yet educated at the same time. So this is why you tune in every week or every other week, is because
be
you learn stupid
saducated.
crap.
To be educated.
Is that a new word, Dave?
Oh.
That's amazing.
Dude, I am totally Shakespeare. I make up new words all the time,
All
except for
the
my
time.
plays all suck. But
Then here's the deal
Words.
then, gentlemen. Then Dave, you might be most adequately equipped for this next quiz, because instead of diving into the past, I have now decided to take us into the present and the future language of English. And Cloud, you have to be along for the ride because you don't have a say in this matter, because we're doing this regardless.
Okay, what are we doing?
We are now going to dive into the Urban Dictionary.
Oh, that's a deep
and-
dark place.
okay,
I'm going to say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples with 4 different definitions and only one true definition, okay, of the new phrases that people actually use. Some of them are dating back to 2014, 2013. Some are as new as this year. But it's a word that we have made up. We have Shakespeared, and people are now using it. And I want you guys to guess the definition.
nice.
All right. So I'm going to give you the word, and Dave, let me know if you can hear me. So like we said, everyone, if you can hear me loud and clear, we're going to do this. And I want you guys to pick your guesses, and then we're going to see but these are the new words. So we've gone back from cat got your tongue and buttered up. We're now jumping into the present. Okay. All right. Word number 1, Cloud and Super Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Spoopy. Spoopy. Spoopy.
Spooky poop.
Is the definition as follows: something adorably poopy, something stupidly derpy, something that is funny and spooky, or something spotted that's spoon related.
What is something that is funny and spooky? That's my answer.
I say the same.
My question, I should say.
Because I think I've heard Markiplier use it in that tense. How he uses it when he's playing horror games.
You are both correct. Spoopy. Something that is funny and spooky. I saw a ghost fall down the stairs today. It was so spoopy.
You spooked his pants.
They don't have legs. You're silly. That's spoopy.
I still think that this is ridiculous, but spoopy apparently and the fact that Markiplier says it is sad, but apparently, like I said, these are words that are actually used in today's language. Spoopy, something that is funny and spooky at the same time. Now, I might not be as
Like
good
Gremlins.
as Dave. Like Gremlins.
So spooky.
Great.
Perfect example.
They're funny and spooky at the same
Like
time.
The movie. Yeah, the movie is it's like a comedy sort of horror almost, and it's like somehow straddles both sides of the lanes. Yeah.
I still have the scene of him in, I think it's the schoolroom, the classroom, the teacher, and the needle or whatever.
My favorite scene is always when the mom just starts like offing them all in the kitchen. Like that's the first time she ever anyone sees them yet in that movie, and her like immediately she like throws one in the garbage disposal and like puts one in the microwave, and it's like, I mean, she didn't even know they were evil at that point. She just immediately started killing
Correct
them.
reaction.
It could have just been cute, and she just starts
and then-
destroying them.
At that point on, they're just avenging their fallen brethren, right? You know,
That's right.
it's her
They
fault.
came in
but
peace the whole time.
at the same time, it's always been I don't know, man. His mom was she was a strong, independent woman. You know, she wasn't gonna let no grandma
Lethal killer.
mess up her kitchen.
just freaking kills crap without even thinking twice about it. All right, you guys ready for number 2?
Yes.
All right. The next phrase. Today in the 21st century, banks closed. banks closed.
Is one word?
Banks closed. Nope, 2 words, banks closed. Bank, apostrophe S, closed. Okay? First definition, I'm not giving you any advice. Or, you're too late, I'm over it and going home. Or, sorry, I can't spot you any cash. Or, sorry, no kissing or making out tonight.
Okay, I think it's C, but like I'm gonna choose the last one just because I want to hear a girl say that to somebody.
Okay, all right.
Banks
Yeah.
closed.
I mean, logically, if it was like the perfect world and things actually meant, it should be used when someone says that I don't want to lend you any money. But I'm guessing based on our current modern culture and the kinds of people that come up with words like this, that it means we're not making out.
Yeah.
I am pleased to announce that you both are correct again.
Yes.
You are correct. Banks closed, a slang from the 1920s that we have brought back, meaning, sorry, babe, no kissing or making out now.
Okay, well then I guess it's cool if it's super old. But...
Yeah. All right.
Have you ever heard banks closed?
No, I never.
Only when I get there.
I mean, yeah,
I say it in my head.
In the proper context, it would make sense, and it would probably make me laugh. I mean, other than the fact that the bank was closed, but the use of it would be pretty hilarious, I think.
Here's it makes me laugh in Urban Dictionary when they try using it in a sentence or in a conversation. Girl, babe, want to make out? Guy, sorry, babe, bank's closed. Like, come on, who's having these conversations?
Guys who play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Am I right, girls?
Sorry, babe. I'm totally flanking the left. I can't right now. I'm so sorry.
Thanks,
All right.
babe.
You guys have been pretty good. I think maybe my explanations. We'll see how this goes here. But here's the third one. I'm going to try my best here. But third phrase used in the 21st century. Greased. Greased. Greased.
Butter gods.
Okay?
Yeah.
Got in someone's face aggressively. Made a violent threat. Someone who excessively uses gel or sunscreen products. Or any violent death.
The second one. Because I think it has to do with like bad boys.
So
Just like greasers?
Threaten someone aggressively?
Yeah.
Okay. Dave?
I feel like I've actually heard that maybe used before in like chat speak and like a online shooter or something. I could be mistaken. Sounds like a really cool way of saying it. You just killed some guy, in game or whatever. Like, oh, dude just popped his head around the corner and I greased him.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So that's why I want to say that one. But yeah.
So are you saying that one?
Yes. I want to and I'm going to.
All right. Super Dave takes the lead. He is correct. It actually came from a specific machine gun, and I misplaced the definition here, but it was one of the, I can't remember if it was an MP4, but it actually resembled a mechanic's grease gun. It actually looked like one. So eventually in the war, they started saying, they started saying that was like the greased gun. And that was a great kill, or someone got killed with that type of gun. You greased them.
Nice.
Then it evolved into any death from grease. It was anyone trying to get shot, or anyone that died in the war due to violent death, bombing, whatever. And then nowadays we do use it actually most commonly in FPSs as any violent way of someone dying. They got greased. So we use this again today, but it came again from the 1940s. So this might be the same thing as Dave. It's just that it gets more popularly used now in like FPSs. You're not saying cat's got your tongue in an FPS. You're using greased. Okay.
I'm glad we're moving in a positive direction.
Right. Especially that. Absolutely.
You're taking all the good words.
Fourth one. We're almost done, by the way. So if this is our final one, it can be. But I think the fifth one's really fun. But here's the fourth one. Finessin. Finessin. Finessin.
It's like when I look in the mirror.
Finessin. Completing a task that requires maximum flexibility. Avoiding a near disastrous physical accident by chance. Doing something at its greatest level. Or completing something with maximum ease. Finessin.
Sounds like an over-the-counter, some kind of pharmaceutical drug. Finessin, from the makers of Wondertilt.
If it doesn't have Pfizer on it, it's not finessin.
Can you read the definitions again?
Yes. Finessin. Completing a task that requires maximum flexibility. Avoiding a near disastrous physical accident by chance. Doing something at its greatest level. Or completing something with maximum ease.
This is a tough one, actually. I'm not too sure. I would think it would be really funny if it was avoiding a physical whatever by chance, but
by chance. Okay.
But I think it's completing something with maximum ease.
Okay, completing something with maximum ease. All right, that's Dave.
Yeah, mine's a chance one. I want the chance one.
Avoiding a near disastrous physical accident by chance.
Yeah.
All right, answers locked in. I'm afraid neither of you are right on this one. Finessin actually is doing something at its greatest level. See, the thing about me is I'm always finessing my craft. Finesse hard to flex harder.
Oh, I really would love to meet some people that use that already.
It hurts my face.
Seem like I can already tell we're going to be great friends.
Finesse hard to flex harder.
He's educated.
It's bad. Okay, all right. This is the final one. We're almost done here, but this is my final one. We'll see if this. You guys might have already heard it before, but I just thought it's something that might be interesting. So, the fifth and final definition of review tonight: goosed. 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 Is it to pinch someone's buttocks? To be caught off guard and exclaim loudly, to become audibly afraid of a normal, non-scary situation, to have a group of friends ditch one friend. Goosed.
I'm gonna say the last one just because it's kind of odd.
It's so bad.
It just is off from all the other definitions.
Let's goose him.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like. I mean, not that I would ever do that, but that seems like a good term for that. But I'm going to say when somebody freaks out in a non-scary situation or whatever.
To become audibly afraid in a normal, non-scary situation.
Yeah, especially if you start honking.
All right, boys. Answers locked in?
Yeah.
I'm afraid, lastly, both of you are incorrect again. Goose is to actually pinch someone's buttocks.
Oh, that's no fun.
That's not fun.
It says to pinch someone's buttocks, hopefully the opposite sex, but hey, you take what you get. Always associated in my mind with the British accent. Oh, you goosed me, you cheeky devil.
I got goosed in high school one time. That was weird.
Is that something you want? All right.
No, that's the story. That's all that happened. This girl's pinched my butt, and then I jumped, and I was audible.
Sounds like a weird drug. I got goosed once in high school.
I did.
Dude, dude, I'm totally goosed.
Oh, man. Well, I don't even really think we came to a conclusion tonight. I think all we did is point out how the English language is freaking messed up.
Well, I wouldn't say messed up, because like I'd say it's very adaptable, because you can make up a word on the spot and people will have the general idea of what you're talking about, because language is a thing of communication, right? And if you
Oh,
can
yeah.
communicate a feeling or like a description of something, even when you make something up, I'd say that English is a very good language at that.
It's a win. It's a win.
I mean, yeah, that's the ultimately the whole goal of talking to each other is we're just making random sounds so that we can transfer ideas.
Yeah.
So as long as you get that done, whatever.
Mission
It's
accomplished.
fun and it's fun and weird, but so are we as a people. So it's along with us, and yeah, it's cool. And I'm sure in another 20 years there'll be still all kinds of people that think the language is ridiculous and can't believe words get in place. But at the same time, if we had somebody in their 80s listening to this podcast, they would probably have no idea what the hell we're talking about. So it's all full circle.
Yep.
Very good point. Very good. Then, boys, I think that's it. I think that's it for tonight. If you enjoyed the podcast, everyone, and you want, please leave a comment. We have links in the description, obviously, for our previous episodes. And what do you guys want us to talk about next? If you guys have an inkling or you have a few thoughts for us, please also comment on that as well. I'm Russ, Super Dave, and Cloud. And thanks for listening to the Wondertilt podcast.
God be with ye.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Goodbye.